So hello everybody, here we are at the continuation of our Wulfrik campaign. Last time around we did beat the mission to defeat Frigastrax, the cold avoider, the unique frostworm, which now means that we are capable of deciding or doing a different mission. Not entirely sure which one I'm going to do. I think we'll definitely do the giant Cygor eyeball. This one just looks like a bit of fun. And once again, it's requiring the recruiting of some javelins, which kind of sucks. We also completed our allegiance to the Hound, which means that now all of the two champions from Zinch and I guess this is Slanesh have showed up, and they're kind of marching south, and we're going to have to fight them off. Which definitely looks like a bit of fun. Should be a bit of a challenging matchup, and yeah, should be good. So last time around, I do think we already completed most of our movement. We are kind of building up over here at Long Wheel. Unfortunately, I don't think I can actually build hunters with javelins right now. Complete this objective, the monster hunt. Yeah, unfortunately, the only hunters you're allowed. For some reason, the units here are a little different, and until I level up, I can't get hunters javelins, which kind of sucks. We're gonna end turn there. It's okay. Yeah, we're kind of at war with most people. Almost everybody hates us at this stage, but that's okay. Here comes the Challenger of the Serpent. The Challenger of the Eagle is coming as well. I don't want to fight him back to back if I can avoid it. Good upgrade melee attack. I think Weapons of Blood is generally better. Since with Norsca you're being pretty aggressive and you don't care too much about damage. It's a little bit like Wood Elves. You're just kind of trying to dish out as much hurt as you possibly can. In the meantime, Long Wheel is ours, and we are leveling up that garrison structure over there. And we could definitely take Artois, so I'm going to strike out, see if I can get towards it. There's a force there, but I think that I should be able to just swamp him. There is a unit of Grail. I can actually Lightning Strike, which would reduce my casualties, so I think I will Lightning Strike. It does cost me a few Marauders, but Marauders are something I honestly don't care about. They're very replaceable, and if I lose any of them, it's not something I'm going to get too upset about. I can, however, sack this place for 25,000, which is pretty awesome, and then enter raiding camp stands, which will actually rake in a lot of cash. I didn't realize that Castle Artois is worth that much, but I guess it was probably a tier 5 city being sacked here. I still don't have the Mammoth unlocked, so I'm going to get Noxious Vessel here, and just maxed it out to get that extra weapon strength without the Mammoth. I'm going to want to fall back to Long Wheel after raising Castle Artois for good. I'm going to want to fall back. In the meantime, over here we are kind of advancing on the vampire counts, slowly but surely. It's not quite a full stack, but that's okay. I'm going to attack Waldenhof here. Again, a bit of an auto-resolve battle. Zombies, direwolves, and hellbats are really a non-issue, I think, for Norsca, and the only problem here would have been the Cryptars, but I have a lot of ranged weaponry, so it should okay. And I'm just going to raise this place. 7,000 is an okay amount of money, but I want to just push through and kind of raise these vampire settlements as quickly as I can. I can enter raiding stands, but for the Norscans, raiding stands doesn't prevent attrition, so it's not that helpful. I just kind of want to slowly but surely destroy those. Destroy the vampires. Now over here, my Lord of Death Sorcerer has leveled up, so I'm going to be able to invest in some skills here. I'll give him Doom and Darkness. This is where I have all the starting spells. I'm not the biggest fan of Soul Blight, or sorry, not Soul Blight, Doom and Darkness or aspect of the Dread Knight. They're okay, but against AI, which tends to have on harder difficulties as major bonuses to its leadership, they they're not as useful as I think they could be. So yeah, we're just going to push in with Wulfrik. This army doesn't seem to be particularly threatening. There's a bunch of Chaos Warriors in there, but honestly, Chaos Warriors and some Giants, I guess. But Chaos Warriors honestly aren't that much of a threat, I think, against Mammoths. Even Champions are better than Chaos Warriors. So now I do have to find my armies, because I have a whole bunch of them kind of roaming around. This army over here, full 20 stack. I don't know if I've taken... Empire's not at war with me. Actually, Empire's on pretty good terms with me. which is interesting. It's improving to -30 because of my actions against the vampire accounts, because they really don't like them. So that's pretty funny. I'm going to be besties with the Empire before destroying them. But yeah, I'm floating a whole bunch of cash, but it is important to keep in mind that right now I do have abundance of iron going, which means that I'm not getting penalized as badly as I should be. And I think here I'll invest in an ice troll lair and just kind of get my Fimir as quickly as I can. And we'll see if the Challenger of the Serpent moves up to engage me. If he does, I'll be able to fight him immediately. If not, I'll have to take another turn and move up to engage him. I'm not actually sure how much of a force the vampire accounts do have on the present. It does look like these guys are simply abandoning Artois, so I'll just be able to raise it next turn. Marienburg, though, not liking me, so got to be a little cautious there. Shan's Serpent is pushing up and wants to fight me. And actually, the auto resolve is not all that. I assumed the auto resolve would be a lot more favorable, so I'm actually a little surprised by that. Not that I'm complaining. I was going to fight this battle anyway, but yeah, I definitely assumed the battle would be much more favorable to me, but that's okay. It's probably because of all the low-end. I still have Berserkers in here, which are going to be practically worthless in this matchup. The Marauder Hunters, I have 4 of them, and those are technically a tier 1 unit. So I assume that's probably where this problem comes from. But yeah, that's a solid amount of wins. I'm going to put the Mammoth Brigade all in Control Group 1. I'm going to be repeating the Battle of the Pelennor Fields here. And behind that, going to have a bunch of Marauders and Champions and Berserkers and stuff. And then a line of Marauder Hunters and Javs. I don't actually think my Wizard is on he's on foot, so I'm going to throw him in with the infantry. And then I'll throw the Skin Wolves into the flanks. Yeah. And gonna start battle. And we are going to push forward. They do have hell cannons, so I cannot afford to stand still. I need to be the aggressor here. They have a few knights, so if ideally I want to engage on the knights with both of my. I'm gonna move my Skin Wolves together, and I'm gonna move to engage the Chaos Knights on one flank. You can see that those hell cannons are already firing off. They're pretty dangerous to the Berserkers and the Champions. Not really too much of a threat to the Mammoths, but as you can see, they're kind of firing pretty quickly. Kind of gonna push straight into these guys. Some of those are, of course, Chaos Warriors with halberds, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world. And we're just kind of gonna push in. You can see, oh boy, Wulfrik just destroying those poor guys. You can see they're just, yeah, the Mammoths are just playing. The Mammoths are taking a bit of damage. That is definitely a bit of a problem. Over here, though, I can cast a spell. But the Mammoths are doing pretty okay. Unfortunately, the Mammoths do have some pretty serious morale issues. I think I might have committed a little prematurely there. I'm gonna try to pull these Mammoths to the flank here, and yeah. I'm gonna try to kind of force path on top of these Chosen, and unfortunately you can see some of the Mammoths there are kind of routing off. Unfortunately, the Chosen will perform pretty well against the. It does look like I might actually lose a Mammoth here, just sheer infantry blobbing. Though actually, it's pretty quick, so I'm hoping it can get out of dodge in time. Yeah, it has 1400 HP still, so it's doing okay. And my opponent's units are just kind of getting pincered here now. Unfortunately, that Hellcan is still firing, and it's absolutely brutalizing my poor units back there. I'm I'm going to do is I'm going to stick the mammoths on it and hope they can do the trick. Oh, unfortunately the frostworm scale is very short range. I didn't realize that. Gonna pop Foe Seeker. And that's gonna be it, I think. Is their challenger? Their challenger is actually unbreakable. It looks like I don't actually have Hunter of Champions on Wulfrik, which kind of sucks. But it's okay. Over here, the Hell Cannons are getting annihilated, slowly but surely. And you can see those Javelins kind of coming down. So yeah, once those guys are gone, it should be all good. So my Mammoths definitely took a beating. I definitely overestimated the power. The Mammoths are a bit squishy, and I did just charge them straight in. I didn't have that many of them, I guess. It's not a full army of Mammoths. But it's okay. This is I suppose just a Chaos Lord, so it's okay. I think that's it. I think there we go. I think that should be game. And nice, we won. I do believe there's going to have to be a pursuit. One of our mammoths got pretty badly mauled, but their Hell Cannons are both wiped out. Their Chaos Spawn are all gone. The Giant, actually, the Giant seems to have survived with a tiny smidgen of HP. Two of the Chosen with Grave Weapons got wiped. One of the Knights dearly wiped and might actually be counted as wiped. So definitely a solid performance. Unfortunately, those Hell Cannons really do a number on the Marauders units. And the Marauder units can't really they can go toe-to-toe with Chaos Warriors and that sort of stuff, but they can't really go toe-to-toe with, I'm actually going to slave them so that way I can replenish some of my losses, because I'm afraid I'm going to have to pursue this guy. This is really frustrating. This, like, I get that this is the, poor guy. Alright. I'm going to replenish my units a little bit. And now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to retreat. I'm going to try to go, I'm going to jump into March Stance, and I think this should give me just enough movement so that when that guy comes to engage me, I can retreat from him. Yeah, that should be good. Now I can get new abilities. I'll just go into Ice-Blooded Strength just to get those Fimir upgraded, because I'm running a handful of Fimir. In the meantime, this army can keep pushing south. They do have a bunch of Fimir in there, and those guys should do pretty well. I could keep raiding Artois, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to finish this place off. I'm just going to raise it to the ground and be done with it. And a raise for the Hound. Cool. So that's gone. And I can invest in the Workin now. Get Twisted Flesh level up to 3. This army over here still making its way south. Going after Marienburg. I think that might be... actually, I actually do have an army in Vampire territory. So I could go after Eschen. I'll enter raiding camp stance here, raid for a turn, then go after Eschen. And Drakenhov is very well defended, especially against a trash army like this. So I might not be able to take Drakenhov. Even with the guy on a Mammoth, because what's the garrison of Drakenhov? They have a Terrorgeist, they have Vargeist. Yeah, that's not going to be doable with this army. But I can raise everything else here. I can raise Eschen, I can raise Tempelhof, I think, yeah. All the rest of these cities are pretty badly I can take Carcadrin. And then I'll bring an army in to reinforce them at a later point. The Vampires are not an objective I necessarily have to... They're not people I actually have to beat to win the campaign. It's just that I would like to do so. Can enter raiding camp stance, but that's not worth it. Albrecht over here doesn't like me, so I do have to be careful. I'm probably going to have to flee from him. I do have this unit over here, the Iceforge Legion. They're pretty powerful. I actually could have completed my mission there for raiding Coron, and I completely forgot about that, which is a little unfortunate. Or not this turn, of course, but I could have completed it a few turns ago, and I'll have to complete it at a turn or two. Oh, the vampire counts don't like me. Okay. I don't know if Eshin has a garrison. Eshin doesn't have a garrison. I don't know how strong this army is, though. If it's not too strong... Well, I'm going to retreat from this army. And I'm going to pull back all the way to the Tower of Crack to recuperate my losses. And after I've recuperated my losses, I will then be able to simply fight those guys, and it'll be all good. I don't think they can... Yeah, he doesn't have quite the movement range to engage me, so I can recuperate here in my own territory. I'm not, obviously, I don't have to wait for this elephant to be at full HP. I just want it to be a decent amount. And then I can keep going. So I don't know what's in this stack. This is Leopold. This is just a random vampire lord. He does have... I've never seen... They get... It looks like they almost got... might have gotten new unit portraits for Vikings, or perhaps I've just never had the fortune of seeing this one. I don't know. I'm not sure this is that powerful stag. The Eshin has a very weak garrison, but this is a very weak army. And with a Vargulf and Terrorgeist in there, I really don't like my chances. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull back. Kislev doesn't have recruiting structures, I don't think, which sucks. I'm going to move to Karak Kadrin, because I don't think there's any dwarves here. And I'm fairly confident about taking this army out in the field. With so many chaff units, I don't think I can really get at the... They have a lot of heroes in there as well, whereas the only hero I have in here is Warhammer. So I'm going to go out to Karak Kadrin next, I think. They have some Iron Breakers in there, which kind of sucks, but... With the Mammoth... Well... This is a pretty strong force too. I have a very weak army here. Most likely I should just take this army back north and refill it with better troops. But it is what it is. Alright, I'm gonna move south. I'm gonna see if I can get at Marienburg. If I could do that, that would be ideal. No. And I don't understand what the why the movement was acting like that. I clicked there, and instead of moving right across the river, it roamed around. That was kind of ridiculous. So now this army's kind of trapped. I really don't want to go. Lungwheel does not have a good garrison. Not likely. Take what's theirs. And those are demigriffs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run by and try to reach this second army and regroup with them. I'm perfectly okay with losing Lungwheel. I don't really care to maintain that territory, so it's fine. I'm going to recruit a random lord. It doesn't really. It doesn't have to be. Oh, it actually looks like. Huh. Can I check what skills this guy has? It doesn't let me check his skills. I don't think there's any way I can. I guess I'll just take this guy because I really don't want Thark, because Thark's pretty terrible. That's the Dark Dispute. That's okay. We'll just make it work. Faustus Elderbrand, and I'll get some hunters, just so that I can fulfill this ridiculous requirement for the other quest. And I suppose that's gonna be it. I'm gonna I'll level up here just to get the Khmer unlocked. And oh, I completely forgot about the fact that I could have leveled up the frozen landing by now. No, build that. Sirk tracking over here, slowly but surely growing, which is nice, and this place should be able to. I should be able to level up the clan enclave there. Kislev though is growing very slowly, so they need to be leveled up to 4 to grow to a full city. So, it might take a while. This is not even worth fighting. They're getting support from the 2 Marienburg armies. The Marienburg armies are ridiculously powerful. Considering this is all off of one city. Hellblasters, demigriffs with knights with halberds, demigriff knights, Luminarch of Hish. This is ridiculous. Like, granted, a lot of this is trash as well. There's trashy chaff units, but Still. Crazy. So, Marienburg occupied my settlement, which is not good because... Oh, where's this guy going? I need to raid Middenheim, which should not be too much of a problem. I need to go chase that guy down. I don't know where he's wandering off to. So I don't really think... to think on that. I'm not entirely sure I want to go be attacking Carrickadrin. As you can see, my upkeep just increased by a lot. There's an army here at Marienburg now, but it's a pitiful army. So what I can do is move against them. I think I can simply assault the place. And I'm just going to auto-resolve. I'm losing these marauders left and right, but I'm perfectly okay with that. They're a unit I don't care for at all. A lot of loot gained there. I could sack. I definitely need the money. But, just gonna establish an outpost. Honestly, I need to replenish. 28,000 is a lot, and I'd love to have that. Marienburg docks don't seem to make a lot when they're Norscan controlled, which kind of sucks. I could invest in fortifications to hold back Marienburg once they do decide to come after me. Because it's not like I need to recruit new units really. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna build a ruinous altar for now, and I'll start investing in fortifications. And this army over here is going to march eastward and go after Eilhart. And I think, do these guys count? Actually, none of this army has siege attacker. Fimir don't count as siege attacker. Interesting. Okay. Well, that sucks. Closing in on the War Mammoth though, which is nice. This army's just gonna sit tight. I don't really want to level them up or anything like that, so it's okay. Over here I should be able to level up the Bersunling camp. And here's like the $1,000,000 question, I guess. What can I besiege Carrickadrin? I'll see what my chances are on paper. So on paper my chances are pretty solid. I do have a mammoth in this army. But these marauders aren't going to be able to move these iron breakers, and that's the biggest problem. I'm not really sure what I can do with the iron breakers. Because I do have a Werkin in here. Because siege towers aren't going to help me. I might as well just attack it. I'll give it a shot. Why not? I think this guy is on a mammoth, and I do think he has his noxious. He should be having regen, so he should be. The dwarves don't dish out that much hurt, so if I can I'll try to shut down the dwarves with my own ranged contingent, and just kind of try to use those marauders to swamp them and the berserkers and all that, and then just have my Werkin try to help the Lord. It's very favorable to me. His iron breakers are just so strong. I'm gonna put the marauders. I want the first unit through to be berserkers. Fortunately, these guys have very, very pitiful range. And these guys don't have armor piercing, so. This guy does have the Tormentor Sword though, which should help me. 7,500 HP to regen, so that's a pretty decent amount. Unfortunately, my Lord only has Potion of Full Hardiness, which is fairly useless. But he's knocking down that Gales pretty quickly. The Iron Breakers are going to be a major problem, though their blasting charges shouldn't do too much to the Elephant. Yeah, we'll see. This is... oh, boy. Yeah, blasting charges versus soft infantry. Blasting charges versus soft infantry is just really not good for me. And I'm trying to throw some throwing axes up at these guys. You know what? It is doing a little bit of something. The throwing axes can damage the... Unfortunately, those guys are allowing themselves to just get tied down. I'm not even sure what is tying them down here in this gate. They're just not moving at all. I popped the Tormentor Sword, but oh, the Werkin got broken. Oh, that's really not good. My Berserkers are breaking. Well, I'll try to pop those Longbeards with great weapons, with my throwing weapons. I don't know why the Werkin routed off. It wasn't even doing that badly on the HP pool. And now this guy's just sitting around. Sometimes I can be a bit goofy. I think that's being a little generous even. Very goofy. But the Mammoth, even against the Iron Breakers, is doing pretty well. Unfortunately, the Tormentor Sword being shut down. And all my projectile units are just sitting around out there and not really doing anything. It's going to be really frustrating. I'm okay with losing most of these units. I don't really care for most of them, so it's fine by me, but... yeah, this is definitely not fun. And I can't really break the Longbeard with psychology because, of course, the Longbeards are immune to psychology. So at least my throwing axes are whittling down these Quarrelers fairly effectively. I'm going to use the Tormentor Sword there. That'll prevent my Skin Wolf from moving, but it will make all of these guys a lot worse. Unfortunately, the Tormentor Sword is not a debuff to enemy units. You can see these Thunders didn't rout off. There's only 6 of them left. It's kind of ridiculous. And I think I just lost an entire unit of Berserkers. I'll try to cycle charge back and forth between these two units with the Elephant. He does cause poison, which is nice, because he's a Nurgle champ. At this point he's very tired. Dwarves have a lot of trouble with mammoths, which is fortunate. I'm gonna throw things into this fast forward because this is ridiculous and taking a really long time. And there we go, there's the shatter. That was a very high casualty game. I'm not entirely surprised, but it was not fun. I almost lost an entire unit of Berserkers, and it might count as a full loss. The Ironbreakers, of course, performed absolutely ridiculously well because they just don't break. My range contingent really couldn't help me there, so that I think was the biggest problem. That about half this army is ranged, and those units are worthless. The Werkin getting just routed off also hurt quite a bit. So yeah, I'm probably just gonna raise this place. I don't really. That's a lot of money though. Sack it. Greed will prevail. I'm gonna enter raiding camp stance and try to recuperate some of my losses. They've been downgraded to tier 4, which is good. I'm pursuing this guy with Wulfrik. Hopefully I get the engagement. This seems to be the exact same army as that other one I faced. So should be fairly straightforward and easy. And yeah, I suppose is that it for this turn? I guess it is. It's okay. Yeah, the vampires don't like me. The Bretonnians don't like me either, but if they try to defend Isleheart, they might actually be going after this army specifically. Are they getting... Okay, they're getting reinforcements from the local garrison. I'm going to retreat because I don't mind necessarily fighting, but if I can, I'd like to get a slightly better fight. And this is much better. I can actually auto-resolve this. They have a Paladin in there. They have a Damsel of Beasts. They have Bordalo. Yuck. What does the Twilight Banner do? Physical resistance, only 5%. That's nothing fancy. So by and large, this is a pretty pitiful army. They just have a lot of lords in there, and that's going to be a pain in the rear to deal with. And they do have Grail Guardians. Oh, they have Grail Guardians. I didn't even notice that. That's another bit of a problem there, because I don't have too much in the way of anti-armor. That's okay. We'll fight it. My range contingent is really weak, which is, I think, gonna hurt a little bit here. But they should be strong enough to counter those skirmishers. And Marauder champs are better than anything Bretonnia can field, including foot squires, I think. So I have no spells, so it might have actually been a mistake, because the way this was originally set up, I was in a position to attack an army the moment it came out on the field, but oh well. I do have these Berserkers here. They should do pretty well against the Cheapo Depot Bretonnian infantry. My only cavalry contingent is these guys. The Skin Wolves actually won't perform very well against most of these units. I'll put these guys in melee stands. And start battle, I suppose. We're pushing straight in. I want to get on top of them before these reinforcing units get in there. As you can see, they're all very tired because they obviously marched here. These guys are the only people who are fresh, so that's a good thing for me. And yeah, this should be just fine. Fimir, unfortunately, don't regenerate. The days of Bretonnia are numbered. That's encouraging. Grill Relic. Knights of the Realm. They're anti-large, but they have no armor piercing. This will be a massacre. I'm gonna lose some Fimir to the enemy lords. The Guerrilla Relic's almost dead. These guys are way overextending. I'm gonna get the Chariot on this guy, because the Chariot does have Frostbite, which will slow him down. Who is this? This guy's frostbitten now, so he's not going nowhere. He's just gonna die. Perfect. And this army is still late to the field, so they're late to the party. The Fimir are taking quite a bit of a beating because I assume these are questing. Yeah, questing knights they're gonna do quite well. Unfortunately, that is one of those situations that definitely favors the questing knights pretty heavily. Fortunately, my opponent is actually doing pretty good. So these guys only have 90 range, so they are not really able to. I'm trying to get my skirmishers clear. The Fimir though took a major pounding. Weirdly enough, they didn't lose any models yet. I need to get I want to get my skirmishers onto these rail guardians though, because they hit like wet noodles, so they're not so much a threat that way, but I have very little in my army that can kill them in an efficient manner, or in a time-efficient manner, I suppose. So in a melee, because they have such high melee defense. I'm gonna try to just kind of snipe them down with all these javelins. That's an awakening. That's not a dangerous spell. That's okay. They have a whole bunch of skirmish infantry, which is Wisdom's wild form. Okay, that's fine. My units are all getting blobbed, which is not good. Fortunately, there's no dwellers below here, or this would be very, very bad. Knights of the Realm, Lore of the Fey Enchantress, but all she has is Awakening of the Woods, and she does have Chalice of Potions, which is a bit of a problem, and I think Bordelot's in here. He is. These guys came back. Oh boy, that's not good. If I can get out of there, that would be, nice. Got clear. Cool. This is a lot of skirmishes. The mounted yeomen are such an annoying unit to deal with. And Norska, unlike a lot of the other factions, Norska doesn't really have a counter to them. I'd say even Chaos is better off because they have their own skirmish. Chaos has their own skirmishers and hell cannons. Norska has nothing. I can try to send chariots after him, that's about it. Bordelot's over there. He needs to be beaten down. Bordelot has a bonus versus large, which makes him really dangerous. Stop chasing. Oh boy, it's not good. My chariots are struggling to come into grips with my opponent's units. You can see all that arrow fire is being a real pain. I gotta swamp Bordelot here. I think if I can... They have a lot of legendary lords, and of course this is gonna be a bit of a frustrating battle because of that. As you can see, they're just avoiding my my ranged contingent. But I did get in amongst them with these chariots, and hopefully, even if the chariots don't do too well, they'll just time down and buy me some time. Javelin's doing pretty well against these Knights of the Realm, picking them off. And lance formation is actually really bad if you're trying to charge into missiles, because lance formation reduces shield deflect chance. I don't know what the unit over here that's dying is. That might be Bordello. No, it's Battle Pilgrims. Sucks. I hoped for a little too much there. The chariot there getting really destroyed. The archers, fortunately the archers don't have armor piercing, but the majority of my units here do have, if not spectacular amounts of armor, okay amounts of armor. And well, actually Fimir have really good armor. They have 110, which puts them at better than the majority of the units in this game. But the rest of these units, like Marauders have practically nothing. Oh boy, I wasn't paying attention. Oh god, that's really not good. And they're shattering. Awesome. I'm gonna try to run down these guys. Skinwolf's going in. Killed an enemy lord, not even sure who. My lord broke. Honestly, I'm surprised he didn't break until that point. You can see that entire first army practically got annihilated. Those annoying the yeoman archers are really strong in Norska. It's just frustrating to deal with. You have nothing to counter them. You don't have anything with range, because that's comparable. Yeah. They're just a really huge nuisance. And AI has a tendency to spam. It's not even like a tactical decision, really, as far as I can tell, because AI will spam them even if you're playing as Empire or whatever. It's not like, oh, they see that you're Norska, so they're going to spam a bunch of yeomen. And they just always do, but it's just really frustrating to deal with when you're playing as a faction without many options. You can, of course, bring your own skirmish cav, which can gap close on them a little bit better and throw weapons at them. But they still do get outranged by the yeomen. Well, looks like he's coming to fight. So I'm actually going to do here, I'm actually going to retreat, because I don't want to fight him while all my units are very tired. And now I can fight him. On even terms. I'm going to move in on these guys with this other reinforcing army and kind of, hopefully, well, they're all retreating. A bunch of scumbags. Oh boy. I think this will drag all of them in, and I can just... There we go, perfect. And that should have killed all of them. And yeah, that's perfect. Raise for the Hound, I don't care. Awesome. Alright. Now I can swing north after the Fey Enchantress. She's probably going to flee. Oh, maybe not. Okay. Wait a second, I lost my Skinwolves? What did I lose my Skinwolves to? My frustration, that is, oh my god, that is frustrating. That is rather ridiculous, and I'm not pleased, but what can you do? It's okay. I honestly should have replaced them with a better unit already, but oh well. It is what it is. That doesn't mean I have to be happy about it. Ruinous Flesh on the Werkin. This guy can get his War Mammoth, which is awesome. And then we're going to go for Putrefying Ooze and all that good stuff. So slowly but surely we are breaking Bretonia's back. It's just good. This army over here is really badly mauled. We'll see what I can get with Caricaturin. I'll just auto-resolve. I'm going to lose these Berserkers, but that's okay. I really don't feel like replaying that tedious battle just to preserve a pretty crappy unit. Yeah, if I get pursued by these guys, by the vampires, they decide to march after me, I'm just going to retreat and probably flee into the mountains. Can get hard to hit here, just improve my melee defense. The melee defense is pretty low on the Werkin, especially now that I've got the... trying trying to think what it's called. Unnatural healing. There we go. The bloody blade's going. But all right. So up here we should be capable of taking on, and I think this is going to be our last bit of gameplay for this episode. We're gonna be able to take on this guy over here, Wulfrik the Maze Keeper. So, well, we'll see. Maybe. And for some reason, it's giving him really good odds of winning this. I'm not, and even better ones than the last time. Wulfrik does have Final Transmutation. He has Fate of Buna. Well, he has quite a bit of damage spells. I guess he is better than that other champion, but because he does have those powerful spells. But I don't know. Honestly, the only difference here is that one of my mammoths is a little bit more mauled than the last time around. But I don't see how that's a reason for why things should be going this badly. It's okay though. It's okay. And I do think, did I finally get Hunter of Champions on Wulfrik? And the answer to that would be no. So yeah, I'm gonna start deployment. I'm not gonna. I think normally if I get more than 10, I'm gonna settle for that. If it's less than 10, then I think it's worth gambling because that's so bad that if you get worse, well, too bad. Gotta throw these berserkers into here. I don't want to clump up too much because of the hell cannon, but I do have Fate of Buna, but I'm not entirely sure how resistant Wulfrik the Maze Keeper is to magic. A lot of he might be like the Fanchantress. 25% actually isn't that impressive. He's got the same physical resistance as Thoriel, where he's just like indestructible to skirmish units, but it's okay. It's okay. We'll make it work. All right. I kind of wish I'd gotten the Regiment of Renown in this army, the Iceforged Legion or whatever, the one that does the quadruple hell cannons, because that would have been really powerful here. I could have just absolutely annihilated this whole front line of Chaos Warriors and Chosen. But you live, you learn. Hell cannon going after my skin wolves. That's not good. I'm gonna move the skin wolves out beyond the mammoths so that if any more hits come through, they're gonna be into the mammoths. That's a bombardment. I don't know why the AI loves their bombardment spells. They're a major waste on something like mammoths. I don't understand. I'm gonna move these guys over to the right flank and try to get on top of these Chaos Knights. Just gonna let those hounds kind of expire there. And yeah, if you're gonna push in, let's go. Oh, that's Soul Blight. For a second, I'm like, oh god, Final Transmutation. But no, it's not. It's not. AI is too stupid for that, so. As you can see, enemy front line is already practically annihilated. Mammoths are pushing onward and doing pretty well. I'm going to pop Stand Your Ground here. Going to pop a little bit of magic here. Skin Wolves. Going to go into the Knights. Those cannons don't like me. I'm going to focus on the trolls with the... Well, we'll see what this spell is like. Unfortunately, it's a very long cooldown, but, you know, might as well see. Oh my god, that's actually doing quite a bit of damage. It is a vortex, so it's a little spotty and kind of missing a fair bit, but you know what? That's actually pretty impressive. I'm gonna kill that guy. My Marauder champs got messed up, but the Chaos Knights got messed up in return, so that's okay. It doesn't even matter if these guys break or even shatter. I'm okay with that. I'm gonna focus on the giant, I think. These are Chaos Spawn, I guess. I'm like, why are these guys shattering it? But yeah, Chaos Spawn don't shatter. It's not a thing they do. So. This giant really just needs to go. I'm going to kill the giant off. I don't want him really getting away, if possible. He's one of those units I'd rather not have to deal with in the future. And so that's okay. I guess that's really game. There's not really much else to say. The Ancient Frostworm skill is surprisingly good. Obviously, there's the Frostbite effect, which is cool. I don't really care about that one too much. But more importantly, that damage was pretty crazy. So I'm not taking any damage from the cannon group. That was something I was really totally concerned about. And yeah, these guys will get wiped out, and that's gonna be it. And even this unit survived. Granted, on no models basically, but it's okay. Get the thing fast forward because it's going rather slow, and yeah, Hellcannon's gone. So yeah, solid finish there, and we wiped out another challenger. The Mammoths are just monstrous, and they Chaos, of course, being susceptible to fear and terror is a bit of a problem. I've always been surprised that even Chosen are susceptible to fear and terror. Like, at least, and they don't cause fear themselves. You'd think that there would be some immunity to psychology, but there isn't, so it's a little unfortunate. The Hellcannon's got a lot of work done. I could enslave them, but instead I'm just going to sacrifice them this time around because I just want the money. Unfortunately, because I think they're going to get an extra retreat. I think he's going to get the retreat one more time, which kind of sucks. I lost Marauder Champ. Oh, no, he doesn't. Okay, cool. I did lose the Marauder Champs, and I could have avoided that by fighting that last battle. But it's okay. I'm gonna pull this army back, and now there's going to be a quest battle over here, which is the final challenger. This actually looks a little. This might be a bit of a different match than the last one I did. No, Festus Plagueis was the same guy I did, whatever it was. So now I can get. I still can't get Hunter of Champions. Ugh, that is disappointing. I'm gonna get more HP because on a Mammoth that is immense. I'm literally disappointed by that. I don't know what to do now with Wulfrik. He's close to 28. If I can get 28, I could get Hunter of Champs, but it's not really necessary, I suppose. So yeah, we'll see. I've already raised Kadrin over here, and I guess that's it. Really, I don't have much else to do. I need to replace all these losses in Wulfrik's army, or the loss of Marauder Champs in Wulfrik's army. I never got the Sword of Torgvald, which is a bit disappointing, which would have made Wulfrik a lot stronger. I'm not entirely sure what that does. It's plus 10 melee attack. That would actually be pretty huge. And public order plus 5 in all provinces. That would have been really nice too. Yeah, that would have been a nice ability or a nice thing to have, but I did not invest in getting it. So now there's the final challenger. I could. I could recruit new Marauder champions. Or I could not bother and get an extra unit of armored skin wolves. Or Fimir. Or a Werkin actually. I think I might be able to recruit a hero here. That's actually pretty tempting to get a Werkin. Phlegmatic seems pretty solid. I'm actually just gonna put a Werkin into Wulfrik's army. Yeah, I think that's perfect. Alright, let's see. This army over here. I'm not really able to take... Let's see, what's the green stuff? Greenskins actually control it. Huh. The dwarves do control Nashrak's lair, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to swing inward. Or inland. I'm going to global recruit some units out here, because right now it's a bit challenging trying to break dwarves without armor piercing is just a pain in the rear. So I'm going to global recruit some units. Unfortunately, global recruiting is terrible for Norska, but that is what it is. I actually could take Helmgart, so I'm actually just going to take Helmgart. Forget it, I'm not going to. There go my remaining Marauders. That's okay. I'm going to raise this place for the Hound, not going to bother trying to keep things afloat. And yeah, this army's going to have to fall back, but I do have an army sitting tight in Marienburg. I'll global recruit unit of Fimir into this army. Oh, sorry, not global recruit. You have the Regiments of Renown over there. And I think at this point, I'm kind of waiting. I could get an army over. I could kind of max this army out, but I don't have enough money. I only have 45. I'm sitting at 4,500 right now, which makes life rather difficult. We'll get the tech finished. We did beat off our challengers, which I think is what we wanted to do. We're kind of coming down to the end game now. The end game is really you just have to beat that final challenger, and that settles things. That's all you have to do.
The chieftains want pillaging and plunder.
These guys want me to pay them for peace, which is a little ridiculous. I don't know why I would pay them for anything, but I can run over here just roaming around, which isn't great, but it's not something that I particularly mind. I'm gonna give myself Destruction of Bretonia, I guess, because that's who I'm fighting for most part. But it's kind of bonus plus the first large plus 3 when fighting as Bretonia. That's tiny. I'm just gonna retreat back to Marienburg with this army, replenish it, maybe recoup some losses. Gonna get the garrison here maxed out so that if Marienburg decides to counterattack me, I'll be dug in and ready. Most of this guy's army mostly composed of a mix of Fimir and... Is there anything in here for Fimir? Marauder Cavalry, Warhounds, Riders of Destruction. So basically all of this goes for Marauders, and then a handful of stuff in here is for Giants. So it looks like the only Fimir tech... I think Throg gets a Fimir technology. That's unfortunate. Mildly disappointing. I'll go for Drinker of Blood. Why not? I'll try some. I'll keep mixing things up and just trying different types of unit lineups. Still global recruiting all the way out there on the far east. This army is just kind of sitting tight. I'm just going to disband this army. Honestly, this army is worthless, and they're draining on my economy. And now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this final battle for the next episode, for what might be our final episode, because if I need to defeat both Empire and Bretonia still, so it probably won't be our final episode, but slowly but surely we're getting there. I'm probably going to defeat the Challenger, and that's going to unleash Chaos, but Chaos isn't too important to have rampaging around, because Chaos how long does 2 elephants take to global recruit? 9 turns. Oh god, yeah, that's... I hate how long Norse global recruiting takes. can actually level something up over here. But once Chaos gets unleashed, the thing is they're going to move down fairly slowly. But fortunately, I've kind of cleared everything out already. And I'm not going to start. I don't think I'm going to fight Chaos because I don't. There's not too much. Well, there is stuff. There's a lot to gain from it, but it's. I don't have my armies in position to fight him. It would be just a real big nuisance to try to fight him. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for this. Next time around, we will definitely finish off that final challenger. Maybe get some monster quests in. Maybe finally get around to the Sword of Torgald quest, which I still haven't done. I could actually see what the next requirement will be. I'll move this army into Corone here and enter raiding stance. We'll do that. We'll do a raiding stance and see what happens, and then we're gonna. I think then I'm gonna call it a game. Call it a episode. Bertonia doesn't like me. I don't understand why these factions, all of which are basically getting steamrollered by me, are expecting me to pay them money for peace. So I got the raiding done. Move any character into Leoness, which is not convenient for me. Leoness is all the way over there. That would have been. I definitely should have done this earlier. But yeah. So I suppose with that I've got the next objective unlocked. To find the challengers over there. Sword of Torgald to move a character into Leoness. And raid Mindenheim to do the Salesman Soul Eaters, which is a pretty fun battle, I think. And yeah. So hopefully we'll get more stuff done next time. As usual, I do appreciate you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe down below. If you have any comments, criticism, any ideas on what you'd like to see, or how I can improve my channel, be sure to post those down in the comments, and I'll respond as soon as I can. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Wyvern out.